I am at Hibiya Station on the Tokyo Metro Chiyoda line. The Chiyoda line is a route that pierces the city center roughly from northeast to southwest, from Kita Ayase Station to Yoyogi Uehara Station. It provides through service with the JR Jobanmine local service and the Odakyu line, making it a line with great demand during rush hours. At Hibiya Station, I can connect to the Hibiya line and Mita line, and I can also reach Yurakucho Station on the Yurakucho line. Stairs and other access points to the ticket gates are located roughly at both ends of the platform. Since transfers to other lines are concentrated toward the Kita Ayase end, there is a large difference in how crowded the areas are. Not only the Hibiya line, which intersects with the Chiyoda line, but also the Mita line station with its blue line color is slightly away from the Chiyoda line station. It would definitely be more convenient if they were right next to each other, but there is a reason why they are not. The giant light blue space next to the Mita line Hibiya station is indeed the Imperial Palace moat. Here is the positional relationship of the section where both lines run parallel. With the Marunouchi buildings on the east side of the road and the Imperial Palace moat on the west, all facilities had to be contained beneath the road. There was not enough width to place the platforms of both lines side by side, resulting in a staggered arrangement of stations. After consultations between the Tokyo Metropolitan Bureau of Transportation and the former Eidon subway, the current layout was decided, placing an intermediate station on the Chiyoda line. Since the tunnels for both lines were integrated, Eidon handled the overall construction. The Chiyoda line opened in March 1971, and the Mita line opened in June of the following year. In this section, because the staggered stations protrude into each other's tunnels, there are locations where the tunnels curve left or right between stations. When waiting for a train at the station, I can sometimes hear the sound of trains running on the other line. The name Nijubashimae Station comes from the Nijubashi Bridge in the Imperial Palace. It is not this bridge made of two connected bridges that is clearly visible from the Kokyogaien Garden, but the bridge further back that is the Nijubashi Bridge. The name originated from the fact that the bridge girders were double layered to span a long distance for that time, but the origin of the name disappeared when the bridge itself was later replaced. I cannot transfer to other lines at Nijubashimae Station, but because access to the buildings lining the east side is good, the sub-name Marunouchi was added in March 2018, and it is read aloud in the in-train announcements. And to the east of that is Tokyo Station. At the north end of Nijubashimae Station, there is a main street leading to Tokyo Station, and an underground passage exists beneath it. Depending on the line or car position used, there are cases where walking through the underground passage from Nijubashimae Station is faster than proceeding underground from Otemachi Station. I look at the state of each station and the passages connecting them while moving from Hibiya Station to Nijubashimae Station and then to Otemachi Station. I exit the ticket gate located toward the Yoyogi Uehara end of the Chiyoda line, which is the southernmost part of the parallel section. This ticket gate is named the Uchisaiwaicho gate. Speaking of Uchisaiwaicho, it is the station next to Hibiya Station on the Mita line. The entrances are only 300 meters, 1,000 feet apart, and the place name here is also almost Uchisaiwaicho. Here is the state of the ticket gate. The passage continues along the platform. Most passengers use entrance A13 on the right, and almost no one comes to entrance A14 behind this. Entrance A14 is on the west side of the road, and the only thing around it is Hibiya Park. Since it is a holiday morning now, there are few people. The somewhat long and desolate passage exudes a sense of melancholy. Directly beneath this passage is the Mita Line tunnel. In the area across the road from Hibiya Park, redevelopment is progressing and is currently in the middle of major construction. Since there are few facilities where people gather, this area is deserted. The Uchisaiwaicho gate is only open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is short for a Tokyo Metro ticket gate. I proceed toward the Kita Ayase end of the Chiyoda line platform. Since transfer passages are located on this side, it is clearly crowded. There are two connecting passages to the Hibiya line. The Hibiya line Hibiya station has platforms on both sides of the tracks, and the connecting passages are divided for each platform. The one in the foreground is the passage to the platform for Nakameguro, and the passage to the platform for Kita Senju is further back. The demand for transfers between the two lines is high, and this passage in particular is crowded during the morning rush. Incidentally, unusually for the Tokyo subway, the Hibiya line, which opened earlier, passes underneath here. Since I cannot go to Hibiya station on the Mita line from here, I return toward the front and exit the ticket gate. Previously, the ticket gate was between two sets of stairs and escalators, but it was renovated and moved a few years ago. Due to factors such as making the station barrier-free, space that was originally outside the ticket gates has been incorporated into the area inside the gates. The connecting passage to the Mita line is to the left after exiting the ticket gate. The passage is not flat, it goes down once and then up again. This passage also serves as a transfer passage to the Yurakucho line, and because it is narrow, it is very crowded during rush hours. There are no escalators or elevators, and only a lift for wheelchairs is provided. There is a grade-separated road above this, and the passage is lower to avoid it. When I go up the stairs and turn left or right, the interior changes completely. From here, it becomes Hibiya Station on the Mita line and appears to be under the management of the Tokyo Metropolitan Bureau of Transportation. The Chiyoda line tunnel is located beneath this. Looking at the arrangement of the pillars, I can see how the interval between the inbound and outbound tracks becomes narrower. The reason the interval narrows at a location slightly away from the platform is that there is a place next to the platform housing electrical equipment for the Hibiya line. The space above the Chiyoda line tunnel is used for warehouses and machinery rooms, and there are doors here and there. Further ahead, the place where the ticket machines and station office on the left are directly above the track for the Kita Ayase direction of the Chiyoda line. The space is used in a multi-layered way, which creates a somewhat mysterious feeling. I enter the area inside the ticket gates. Hibiya Station on the Mita line opened in 1972. It has been partially renovated, with the finishes of the pillars and ceiling being renewed. On the Mita line, which has been operated with a maximum of 6-car formations, 8-car operations began around the opening of the Sotetsu Tokyu Direct Line in 2023. The platform doors that began to be installed in 1999 were removed once at that time and replaced with new ones for 8 cars. This train is the 6300 series that appeared in 1993. Although some have been replaced by successor vehicles, they are still running. While all regular trains arriving at and departing from Chiyoda Line Hibiya Station are 10 cars, 6-car and 8-car trains coexist on the Mita line. The 6300 series consists only of 6-car formations. The reason the departing train curves to the left in the distance is that Nijubashimae station on the Chiyoda line is located there, and the tunnel bulges to the left. There are 3 ticket gates for the Mita line. One gate toward the Nishi-Takashima Daira end, which does not serve as a transfer passage to other lines, is only open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. The gate toward the Meguro end connects to the Chiyoda line and Hibiya line, while the center gate leads to the Yurakucho line and JR lines, so people gather at these two. I head toward the center gate. It has been renovated at key points. There is also a rest space next to the ticket gate where I can relax between transfers. Upon exiting the ticket gate, the Yurakucho line ticket gate is across the passage. When I was there, the Yurakucho line escalator was under renovation. During the morning rush, a line forms like this, and it is quite hectic. At this cranked location, the connecting passage moves from above the Chiyoda line to above the Mita line. This is directly above the track for the Meguro direction of the Mita line, and the left side is directly above the platform of Hibiya Station. It is utilized for station offices as well as air conditioning machinery rooms. Here, the connecting passage moves back above the Chiyoda line tunnel. This is the ticket gate toward the Nishi-Takashima Daira end of the Mita line, named the Imperial Palace Outer Garden Gate. It is close to the Marunouchi office district, but today is a holiday, so it is deserted. That is all for Hibiya Station. I head toward Nijubashimae Station. This area also seems to be managed by the Tokyo Metropolitan Bureau of Transportation, as the same interior continues. This passage is above the Chiyoda line, and the passage extending to the left is characterized by being a bit long because it crosses the Mita line tunnel. Further back, there is a notice like this. The underground passage continues all along the east side of the Imperial Palace, and since the temperature is just right, I wonder if there are people who run here. Since there is also a notice in English, it seems to be a rather troublesome problem. The surrounding buildings are directly connected to the underground passage. The interior differs for each building beyond the boundary, and it is interesting to see those differences. The interior changes here. The area beyond this appears to be the jurisdiction of Tokyo Metro, and the notice boards follow Tokyo Metro specifications. This station refers to Nijubashimae Station. Since the underground passage continues for a long distance, the boundary between stations is difficult to recognize, but I can perceive it from such details. The passages around here also close at a fairly early hour. Nijubashimae Station is located between the gaps where the passage breaks. To fit the horizontal station map into a vertical space, it is presented in this manner. I arrive at Nijubashimae Station. Before reaching Nijubashimae Station, there is a step similar to the one past Hibiya Station. The ceiling is low, and if I am not careful, someone might hit their head. This passage is above the track for the Yoyogi Uehara direction of the Chiyoda line, and the wall is curved to match the curve of the track. Although it is a plain station with no transfer lines, the sub-name Marunouchi is not just for show. The Marunouchi buildings are clustered on the east side of the station, and I can reach Tokyo Station with a short walk. The passage continues further ahead, and Otemachi Station on the Mita line is in the back. I enter the area inside the ticket gates for a moment. The walls and pillars have been renovated and are now clean. The average number of daily passengers at Nijubashimae Station is about 35,000. It is 105th in Tokyo Metro, which is few for a station in the middle of the city center. The reasons appear to be that it is a standalone station for the Chiyoda line, the west side is the Imperial Palace moat, and there are highly convenient stations nearby. Around the center of the platform, there is guidance to nearby facilities. Since ticket gates are only at both ends of the platform, caution is required to avoid making a mistake. In addition, at the time of opening, there was a ticket gate in the middle of the platform with stairs leading to the upper level. It was entirely demolished at some point, and the place where the ticket gate was is now a large open atrium. I wonder if there were simply too few users. This atrium can be looked down upon from the passage outside the ticket gates. This structure is unique to this station among the ones I introduced this time. I arrive at the Kita Ayase end. The ticket gate ahead is named the JR Tokyo Station District Gate. While the area around the ticket gate has been thoroughly renovated, there are no station staff at the gates at Nijubashimae Station most of the time. It is almost unmanned, even on weekdays, and staff are present only from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It is thoroughly unmanned all day on weekends and holidays. The ticket gate I entered earlier is the same, being unmanned except between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. on weekdays. While it says station staff are absent during certain hours, the reality of the service window is almost an unmanned station. I head toward Otemachi Station. Between the stations, the floor level seems to be higher than elsewhere, and there are several steps and a ramp here as well. Walking straight for 2 to 3 minutes through this passage brings me to Otemachi Station. Before that, I turn right here. Beyond this are Tokyo Station for various JR lines and the Marunouchi line. The passage is beneath the main street called Gyoko Avenue and has the name Gyoko Underground Passage. Exhibitions are often held in the showcases on both sides, and when I was there, Japanese umbrellas were lined up. Although this space is a passage now, there was a period when it was entirely closed and used as a vaccine injection site when the infectious disease was spreading. I return to the connecting passage. The interior changes again here because the management jurisdiction shifts from Tokyo Metro to the Tokyo Metropolitan Bureau of Transportation. The floor, walls, and ceiling change completely, making it very easy to understand. Compared to the area around Hibiya Station, the interior around here does not appear particularly renovated. There is a notice like this on the wall. This is already Otemachi Station. Further ahead, the passage curves slightly to the left and bulges significantly to the right. Otemachi Station on the Mita line is in the back, and the Chiyoda line tunnel beneath the passage curves to the right. I arrive at Otemachi Station on the Mita line. There are stairs and a ramp here as well. From the right, there is the track for the Yoyogi Uhara direction of the Chiyoda line, then the track for the Kita Ayase direction across the pillars, and further to the left is the track for the Meguro direction of the Mita line. The ticket gates and station office are above the Mita line tunnel. Although it opened at the same time as Hibiya Station, it does not seem particularly renovated, and there are no stylish rest spaces around the ticket gates. Here is the station map. There are 3 ticket gates. The center gate closes at 8 p.m. This is quite early for a ticket gate at a station in the middle of the city center. Here is that ticket gate. There are few people, partly because this is not a transfer passage to other lines. Here is the view looking left and right after exiting this gate. That way is Hibiya Station, and the opposite side is Otemachi Station on the Chiyoda line. Since the passage outside the ticket gate is not cranked, I can clearly see how it curves to match the curve of the Mita line tunnel. The space directly above the Chiyoda line tunnel is utilized as an office area. Looking at a nearby guide map, I can see that this ticket gate is a bit away from Tokyo Station and does not serve as a transfer route to other lines, placing it in a subtle position. Indeed, the number of people likely decreases late at night. Here is the next ticket gate. Its name is the Otemachi Gate. I can see the Mita line platform becoming narrower and the Chiyoda line tunnel on the right bulging out. Since transferring to various subway lines is convenient, this gate has the most foot traffic among the 3. The interior changes again because the ownership and management jurisdiction shifts with the Chiyoda line station. Otemachi Station on the Chiyoda line underwent a large-scale renovation around 2013 and became beautifully clean. Barrier-free facilities were expanded, improving not only the appearance but also the functionality. While the track on the right is almost straight, the reason the track on the left bulges significantly is that it protrudes into the place where the Mita line tunnel narrowed. Incidentally, the panels on the walls are wood-grained, adopted in reference to the rich trees near the Imperial Palace. At Hibiya Station, the Chiyoda line had an older interior than the Mita line, but at Otemachi Station, this is perfectly reversed. Here is the ticket gate at the end of the Chiyoda line platform. Although the passage directly above the Chiyoda line ends here, the passage on this level continues further ahead. The passage turning left continues above the Mita line and connects to neighboring buildings. The interior around here looks different from the passage next to the Chiyoda line, but it has a chic monotone-based color scheme and the patterns created by the lighting are stylish. Where I turn left here, there is a building entrance. I have moved so far from Hibiya Station that it only appears on the surrounding dive maps from around Nijubashimae Station. The underground passage is directly connected underground to most of the neighboring buildings, showing its large role in the Otemachi area. Here is the positional relationship with other lines. The Chiyoda line makes it easy to transfer to each line. Since the opening times of the 5 lines at Otemachi Station vary, there are cases where it is more convenient to exit the ticket gates even when transferring between Tokyo Metro lines. In the case of the Chiyoda line, I can quickly transfer to any line within the ticket gates. And the underground passages that ran parallel to both lines spread out around here. The underground passage, which is U-shaped as a whole, is slightly less than 3 kilometers, 1.9 miles long. On the south side, it continues to Higashiginza Station, 2 stations away, and on the north side, it continues beyond the Tozai Line platform. Due to the route, it is unlikely anyone walks from end to end, but the underground passage, which allows avoiding congestion, supports city center transportation along with other passages connected to it. Furthermore, a passage is scheduled to be provided between here and Nihonbashi Station in the redevelopment currently underway, expanding the network. The interior changes frequently and is interesting.